Hey guys, this is your boy Dino aka DRP here. Welcome back to another video to my channel. And I literally just got back home from watching Black Panther Wakanda Forever. So this is just going to be a very short review. There won't be any spoilers. Don't worry about it. There won't be any spoilers. So you're free to watch this. So I just had to make it clear at the start of the video. I guess if you want me, when I do a stream, or if you want me to do a video about spoilers itself, like spoilers included, then I wouldn't mind doing that either. Wakanda Forever, Black Panther 2 if you want to call it. I will be as honest as possible. You may have heard a lot of different opinions on the movie, I'm sure by now. Even I have. But I wanted to go in with an open mind when I'm watching it, and obviously whatever opinion I have of it, I'll say it as it is. Now, before I went to watch the this movie today, I remember watching the very first trailer of this. Both trailers actually. I've seen the very first trailer, and I'll be honest, when I watched the very first trailer, it felt like more of a tribute to Chadwick Boseman. Rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman. It was more a tribute to him, passing away. I'm sure you guys know he was the Black Panther in the first movie, King T'Challa. But since Chadwick Boseman has passed away, they decided to go with it. Like T'Challa, passed away. That's how they made, out the movie to be. So the trailer was more of a tribute to Chadwick Boseman, and so I couldn't get around what the movie was about from the trailer. And the second trailer gave me a bit more insight, I guess. But at the same time, it was hard to tell how the movie was going to be. I honestly could not decide. So yeah, I went to watch the movie. What I will say is that I've seen a lot of reactions of people crying to the trailer. If you found yourself crying to this trailer, then those people who are very emotionally attached of that trailer because of the tribute to Chadwick Boseman, this movie is going to make you emotional throughout the movie. Yes, it's going to make you emotional throughout the entire movie. Well, me being me, it was sad to see, because it was sad to see, but I did not get emotional to the point I started shedding tears, doesn't mean it's not a sad thing to see. Because the opening of the movie kicks off with King T'Challa passing away, right? So, like, the tribute to Chadwick Boseman, it started off strong in a way, in a more emotional way to start off a movie. It hits you hard. Like, it's a very powerful, you could say it's a powerful sequence to start off a movie for sure, in an emotional way. And cause of that, like, throughout the movie you would have instances where they start talking about T'Challa, right? And everyone's just grieving and mourning for, his passing. And as a result, I would say that some people will find it very emotional throughout the film. So I guess in a way, people who are very emotionally attached to how the tribute of Chadwick Boseman was from the trailers might actually like this movie a lot more than what people thought it out to be. Me, personally, for a movie where they decided to not recast T'Challa and go along with, him passing away rather than recasting him, because they did a decent attempt. They actually did a pretty decent attempt, because I was one of those people that actually wanted T'Challa to be recasted, I'll be honest. Yes, it was sad that Chadwick Boseman passed away, and it's really going to be really hard to see someone else in that role, but at the same time, it was just... but then again, I'm sure that the MCU company and everyone who's a part of it must have had a tough decision of which way to go. It's either recast Black Panther or King T'Challa, or go along with the whole passing, right? So I'm sure it must have been a very difficult decision on their side as well. But like I said, for someone, for a movie that's gone this route, they've done a pretty decent attempt. The movie, if you want me to make it short and sweet, the movie is basically about them dealing with a threat without Black Panther, essentially. I mean, later on things happen and you end up seeing a certain thing happen. I'm sure you guys know from the trailers. It's not a big surprise with how it transpires, but it's basically how Wakanda deals with a threat without King T'Challa. Basically, that's, in my honest opinion, the easiest way to describe the story without giving out too much spoilers, right? It's basically Wakanda dealing with, Wakanda and the people dealing with the, passing of King T'Challa, and them dealing with threats without his protection. That's basically what it is. And obviously, due to the first movie, now if you remember the first movie, King T'Challa actually exposes Wakanda of having vibranium, right? And the whole distribution stuff that happens in this movie. That definitely takes a big role in this movie. That's all I will say. I know I don't want to say anything more than that, but that that decision that T'Challa made in the first movie, that is, I would say, a pretty major role in this movie. It was a pretty long movie, I will be honest. It was a lot longer than I thought. But with how they went about doing the movie, I can understand why it's long. It's what, 2 hours 40 minutes? 2 hours 40 minutes? That's probably one of the longer Marvel movies I've seen in a while. I'll be honest. This movie, overall, is actually better than I thought. I'll be honest, it's better than I thought, because like I said, when I saw the trailer, I honestly didn't know what the fuck was going on. I'll be honest right now, especially the first trailer. So the first trailer, I'm like, what's going on here? So what's the story exactly? That's what I asked myself. Second trailer gave me a bit more insight on who the potential threat was. And in this case, the potential threats. Because I've got dual screen right now. So the actual villain of this movie, could say, or the potential threat in this movie, was a character called Namor. I'll be honest, one of the biggest plus points of this movie is the acting. The acting was phenomenal. Like, if you want me to talk about how the acting was, like, certain characters went in with their acting. So Namor, I don't know their actual names, real names, but the guy who played as Namor, fantastic. He played it very well. What I did hear is that the Namor in the comics was a lot more of a prick. Apparently, he was a bit of a dickhead in the comics, but they didn't make him that way in the movies. From the movies, they made him look like someone who's not bad, but he's willing to go to any lengths possible to, protect what's most dear to it. I'm not going to reveal, like I said, once again, I'm not going to reveal too much of what I mean by that. Angela Bassett, who acted as Ramonda, T'Challa's mother. Oh, she is probably the best in terms of acting in this movie. I'm sure you saw in the trailer where she bursts out in, like, emotionally in anger, and she goes, I lost my son, or I've lost my son, or something like that. Along the lines of that, she goes, I lost my son. Haven't I given enough? Haven't I given everything, basically? After, witnessing, having, her son die, right? So it was just raw emotions. Like, a lot of the acting in this movie had a lot more emotions to it. It had a lot more, the acting and the emotions that was giving off in this movie had a lot more oomph to it, and that's definitely because of the whole situation with King T'Challa, Chadwick Boseman, with how they went about that route, T'Challa passing away, and that definitely gives the the emotions a lot more oomph, for sure. So the acting was phenomenal in this movie. Shuri, I don't know what her real name is, I'll be honest. Shuri as a character, as you could tell, she's gonna be focused a lot more than you think she's gonna be. She's gonna be a lot more focused in this movie, like in terms of character-wise. Shuri's gonna get focused a lot in this movie, and all I would say is that you're gonna end up seeing sides that you didn't know she would have. There will be sides that you witness from Shuri that you wouldn't expect her to have in the first place. And the reason why is understandable, okay? There was another character in the movie, I forgot her name. It was a Nomura. I think it's Nomura. I think that's her name. No, it's not Nomura. No. Who? Oh, come on. Yeah, Okoye. So, I don't know if I can say that name right, but you know who I'm talking about, the one who fights with the spear, right? Once again, her acting was really good as well. I just felt like acting-wise overall, everyone did a great job with it. I'll be honest. Everyone did a great job with the acting, and the movie itself was visually pleasing. Once again, I think when it comes to Marvel, when it comes to movies like this, I don't think like you will ever be disappointed with visuals. I'll be honest. Like, especially with something like Black Panther, they did this movie very well. CGI and the visuals were very pleasing to see. Something unexpected happened in this movie. Two unexpected things that I witnessed. I was like, oh shit, okay. One of them took me out off guard. Like, the other one was kind of like, oh shit, I didn't expect this. The other one took me off guard completely. I think it took off guard to a lot of people in the cinemas. Everyone went dead silent when that specific event happened. I will be honest, I was a bit annoyed when that event happened. I was like, damn. On top of everything that you see because of the situation with T'Challa, right? And then this specific event happens and you're like, fucking come on, man. Like, so, and that kind of leads to specific character changes from certain characters. This movie was better than I thought. I'll be honest. This movie was better than I thought. I won't lie about it. Because judging from the trailers, I didn't know what to think of the movie. I'll be honest. So I went in with an open mind, and I'll be honest. To a certain extent, it was pretty cool to watch. What I will say though is that this is probably me nitpicking. For a movie that was as long as this, like 2 hours 41 minutes, was it longer than fucking Avengers Endgame? Let me see. Avengers Endgame. How long was Endgame? Endgame was a very long movie as well, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, yeah, Endgame was 3 hours, bro. 3 hours 2 minutes. Okay, never mind. Okay, but it's up there, man. 2 hours 41 minutes is still a pretty damn long movie. What I will say that is there wasn't enough fights in the movie. I wouldn't say there's like very few fights, but it was not enough considering how long the movie was. I mean, obviously there's always a major fight at the end, right? At the end of, in the last half an hour of the Marvel movie, right? And that was cool. That was very cool. I enjoyed it. And there are fights in between throughout the movie as well, but like I said, it was just not enough. But that's probably me nitpicking. I'll be honest, it probably is. But then when I had a treat of watching something like fucking Shang-Chi, probably one of my favorite movies because of the fights and the martial arts on it. I'm a big fan of martial arts, so I'm in love with that movie because of it. Probably a biased opinion, but hey ho. But yeah, this was better than I thought. I would tell people to give this movie a chance. I will tell people to give this movie a chance. The story itself may, to some people, may look a bit basic. The outline of the story, and when I mentioned like the short form where I said they deal with a threat without the protection of King T'Challa, that's just basically me just summarizing it without giving almost anything away, right? But when you witness the storyline itself, to some people it might seem a little basic, but that does get overshadowed at some points with the acting. The acting is phenomenal, and I would say the biggest main plus point of this movie is probably the acting. Shuri, at times it was hard to tell how good she was as a actor as it got towards the end of the movie. I will be honest, it got a little better for me. I was like, okay, I see you. But yeah, like I said, Shuri is definitely the main focus of the movie. I'm sure you guys know this by now for obvious reasons. There was someone that I did end up seeing. The second of this is talking about the second event that I spoke about. That I was like, oh shit! It's because we end up seeing someone that we didn't expect. That's all I'll say. Whoever it is, you guys would have to find out by yourselves. So, yeah, there was an end credit scene. Only one end credit scene with this movie. There's no two. Normally it'll be two end credit scenes. This movie was a lot more serious, so I don't think they wanted to add a second end credit scene, which is a lot more comedic, because that's what Marvel's been doing a lot more recently. But only one end credit scene, and it doesn't really show any potential for a future movie, or whether it's potential for a sequel. It's one of those endings. It's one of those after credit scenes that you remember the after credit scene of the first Avengers movie, where the whole group of Avengers is basically eating in that shop that Iron Man recommended, and they're just eating and they're just saying nothing and they're just eating. It was on the level of that, but with emotions attached to it, because there was a lot more emotions than saying certain things. There's a lot more emotion to it, and that was pretty much the end credit scene. So it wasn't exactly hinting at a potential sequel or potential movie. It's one of those scenes, right? But nonetheless, this movie is going to be full of emotions. That's all I'll say. So thank you guys for watching, and yeah, if you guys did enjoy this video, be sure to like, comment and subscribe, and hopefully I'll be doing more of these sort of things. So sorry about it being so late, 18 minutes long. Didn't expect it to be that long, but yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.